सिरी राग महला तीजा जा फिर जाने अपना तन मन अगे तरे सुहागणी कर्म कमावदियाँ से कर्म करे सहजे साच मिलावड़ा साच वडाई दे। If one has true love for the beloved one and only Vaheguru, one has to sacrifice one's body and soul at the lotus feet of the Guru and behave like the happy and pure soul bride. One has to follow in the footsteps of Guru-minded people to be united with Vaheguru and bestowed with the greatness and honor of realizing the truth intuitively. With intuitive ease, one merges with Vaheguru and is blessed with true greatness. पायरे गुरु बिनु भगत ना होए, बिन गुरु भगत ना पाइए, जे लोचै सब कोई रहाओ. O brother, one cannot really do the devotional worship for the Master without Guru's guidance, as one cannot acquire the service of Vaheguru without Guru's blessings, even though one may so desire and try hard for it. Pause. लख 84 फेर पया कामण दूजै पाए, बिन गुर नींद न आवे, दुखी रैण विहाए, बिन शब्दै फिर न पाइयै, बिरथा जन्म गवाए. The soul bride in dual-mindedness goes around the wheel of reincarnation through 8.4 million incarnations. Without the Guru's guidance, such a soul bride finds no sleep, no peace and rest, and passes her life night in sorrow and pain. Without the Shabad, she does not find her beloved husband God, and her life wastes away in vain. हाउ हाउ करती जग फिरी, ना तन संपै नाल, अंधी नाम न चेतई, सब बाधी जम खाल. सतगुर मिलिया तन पाया, हर नामा हृदय समाल. The self-willed people practice egoism, selfishness, conceit, and wander all over the world, amassing the wealth which does not accompany them in the end. Without meditating on the true name, such spiritually blind people do not think of the Naam, and they are all bound and engulfed by the messenger of death. By meeting the true Guru, Satguru, the wealth of true name is acquired. Contemplate and meditate on the true name of Vaheguru in the heart. नाम रते से निर्मले, गुर कै सहज सुभाए, मन तन राता रंग स्यो, रसना रसन रसाए, नानक रंग न उतरै, जो हर तुर छोड़िया लाए. The people who have acquired the truth and true name, they are attuned to Naam, are immaculate and pure. Through the Guru, they obtain intuitive peace and state of equipoise. Their minds and bodies are dyed in the color of Vahiguru's love. Their tongues savor the sublime essence of true name. O Nanak, that primal color of a true love of Vahiguru that Vahiguru himself bestowed on the chosen few beings by predestined will never fades away, and they remain ever immersed in Vahiguru's love. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija Gurmukh Kripa Kare Bhagat Ki Jai Bin Gur Bhagat Na Hoye Ape Aap Milaye Bujai Ta Nirmal Hove Soye Har Jiyo Sacha Sachi Bani Shabad Milawa Hoye. It is by grace of Vahiguru that one becomes Gurmukh and worships Vahiguru with devotion. Without the Guru, there is no devotional worship. Those whom Vahiguru unites with himself, they understand and realize Vahiguru and become pure. The dear one and only God is true, his name is true, and through the Guru's word one may get united with him. Paire Bhagat Heen Kahi Jag Aya Pure Gur Ki Sev Na Kini Birtha Janam Gavaya Rahao. O siblings of destiny, those who do not follow the devotion of Vahiguru, why are they even born, and why are they even bothered to come into this world? Without serving the true Guru, one is just wasting one's precious life without achieving anything. Ape jag jeevan sukh data, ape baksh milaye, जी जंत ए क्या बेचारा, क्या को आँख सुनाए, गुरमुख आपे दे वडाई, आपे सेव कराए. The one and only God himself is the fountainhead, the life of the world. He is the giver of peace. He himself forgives and unites saints with himself through his grace. The poor and helpless beings of the universe have no say in the managing of worldly affairs. What can anyone say? Whom should they approach for help without really knowing him? He himself blesses the Gurmukh with glory. He himself enjoins us to his service. The Guru-minded faithful people alone are bestowed by Vahiguru with greatness and privilege of serving him. देख कुटुंब मोह लभाना, चलदियां नाल ना जाई, सतगुर सेव गुण निधान पाया, तिस दी कीम न पाए. हर प्रभ सखा मीत प्रभ मेरा, अंते होए सखाई. Human beings are lured and trapped by emotional attachment. They are engrossed in the false love of their family, little appreciating that at the end of their life none will stand with them. Serving the true Guru, one finds the one and only God, the treasure of excellence. His value cannot be estimated. Vahiguru, the one and only divine, is my friend and companion. Vahiguru shall be my helper, who will help me unite with himself and save me in the end. अपने मन चित कहे कहाय, बिन गुर आप न जाई। हर जियो दाता भगत वचल है, कर कृपा मन वसाई। नानक शोभा सुरत दे प्रभ, आपे गुरमुख दे वड्याई। One can say many things within one's conscious mind, but without the Guru, the selfishness and the egoism is not removed. The dear God is the giver. He is very fond of his saints, is lover of his devotees, and through his grace he bestows them with his service and meditation of true name. O Nanak, by his grace he bestows enlightened awareness. God himself blesses the Gurmukhs with glorious greatness. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija, Tan Janani Jin Jaya, Tan Pita Pardhan, Satgur Sev Sukh Paya, Vichon Gaya Guman, Dar Sevan Sant Jan Khade, Payan Guni Nidhan. Blessed is the mother who gave birth, and blessed and respected is the father of those who serve the true Guru and find eternal peace, overcoming the egoism. The holy saints always meditate on true name with their hearts attached at Vahiguru's lotus feet, thus attaining Vahiguru, the fountainhead of all virtues, the treasure of excellence. मेरे मन गुरमुख ध्याए हर सोए, गुर का शब्द मन वसै, मन तन निर्मल होए रहाओ. O my mind, meditate forever on true name of Vaheguru through Guru's grace. Your body and mind becomes purified when you dwell upon Guru's word constantly. कर कृपा कर आया, आपे मिलया आए, गुर शब्दी सालाहिए, रंगे सहज सुभाए, सच्चे सच समाया, मिल रहे न विछड़ जाए. By his grace, Vaheguru has come to dwell into my inner home. He himself has come to meet me. Now, singing his praises through Shabads of Guru, I can die in his color with intuitive ease in the state of equipoise. Becoming truthful, we can merge with the true one and only Vaheguru, remaining in constant touch with him and never be separated again. जो किछ करना सो कर रहा, अवर ना करना जाए, चिरी विछुने मिलियन सतगुरु पन्ने पाए, आपे कार कराए सी अवर ना करना जाए. Whatever has to be done is being done by Vaheguru already. No one else can do anything. Those who are separated from him for so long are reunited with him once again through Satguru, the true Guru, who takes them into his own account and shelter. He himself assigns all the tasks to everyone. There's nothing else anyone can do beyond his will. मन तन रत्ता रंग स्यों, हों में ताज विकार, ऐनिस हृदय राव रहे, निरपौ नाम निरंकार। नानक आप मिलायन, पूरे शब्द अपार। Those guru-minded people whose body and mind are dyed and imbued with Vahiguru's love, they are able to get rid of all their egoism and corruption. Day and night, the name of one Vahiguru, the fearless and the formless one, dwells within their heart. O Nanak, He blends us with Himself through the perfect infinite word of His Shabad. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija, Govind Guni Nidhan hai, Ant na paya jaye, Kathni badni na paye, Home vichah jaye। सतगुर मिलिए सद पै रचै, आप वसै मन आए। The God, the Creator, is the treasure of excellence. His limits cannot be found. It is not possible to access His greatness. He cannot be attained by mouthing mere words and talking only, but He's found by getting rid of ego from within. Meeting the true Guru, one is permeated forever with the fear of the God. The Vahiguru reveals Himself to such Guru-minded person, and He Himself comes to dwell within the mind. Paire Gurmukh bujai koe, bin bujai karm kamavane, janam padarth khoe rahao. O brother, they are very rare who become Gurmukhs and understand the reality by realizing Vahiguru. To act without understanding is to lose the treasure of this human life, and it becomes a wasteful life. Pause. Jini chakhya tini sad paya, bin chakhe param pulai। अमृत साचा नाम है, कहना कछु न जाए। पीवत हूँ परवान भया, पूरे शब्द समाए। Those who have tasted the essence of true name enjoy its flavor. Without tasting this, everyone wanders in doubt, lost and deceived. The true name is like the nectar, but none could describe its taste, as those people who have tasted it get absorbed in Vahiguru, being immersed in the Guru's word and accepted in Vahiguru's presence. आपे देता पाए, होर करना किछु न जाए। देवण वाले के हाथ दात है, गुरु द्वारे पाए। जेहा की तौन तेहा होआ, जेहे कर्म कमाए। It is through the grace of God that He Himself gives and then we receive. Nothing else can be done. All other efforts go in vain. The gift is in the hands of great giver, the Creator. At the Guru's door in the Gurdwara, this gift is received. Whatever he does comes to pass. All actions are according to His will, and everyone gets the reward of their own actions progressing in this world. Jat sat sanjam नाम है विण नावै निर्मल ना होए, पूरे पाग नाम मन वसै शब्द मिलावा होए, नानक सहजे ही रंग वर्तदा हर गुण पावै सोए. It is the Naam, the true name of Vaheguru, which is most important. The Naam itself is like celibacy, disciplined life, self-restraint or truthfulness. Without the Naam, no one can become purified. And it is through a great fortune that Naam abides in someone's heart and mind. It's through the Shabad that we merge into Vaheguru and get united through Guru's guidance. O Nanak, those who live in intuitive peace and equipoise, attuned with Vaheguru's name and imbued in his love, obtain the glorious praises of the Vaheguru. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija Kaya Sadhe Urdh Tap Kare Vichon Ho Mai Na Jai Adhyatm Karm Jai Kare Naam Na Kab Hi Paaye Gur Ke Shabad Jeevat Mare Har Naam Vastai Man Aaye. A person may undergo various austerities and torment his body with extremes of self-discipline, practicing intensive meditation, hanging upside down, but they cannot get rid of their ego from within. One may perform many religious rituals and still never obtain the Naam, the name of Vaheguru. It's through the word of Guru Shabad that one can attain the state of liberation from life itself by remaining dead while yet alive, and the name of Vaheguru comes to dwell within the mind and one becomes enlightened. सुन मन मेरे पाज सत गुर सरना गुर प्रसादी छुट्टियै बिख भव जल शब्द गुर तरना रहाओ. Listen, O my mind, hurry up for the protection of Guru's sanctuary. By Guru's grace, you can be saved. Through the word of Guru's Shabad, only you can cross over the terrifying world ocean full of poison. Pause. त्रय गुण सपा तात है दूजा पाओ विकार पंडित पढ़े बंधन मोह बाधा ने बूझे बिख्या प्यार सतगुर मिलिए त्रिकुटी छुटे चौथे पद मुकत द्वार. Everything that is under the influence of the three qualities eventually perishes away, and the love of duality is always corrupting. The pundits, the religious scholars, can read many scriptures, but they get engulfed and entrapped in the bondage of emotional attachment for love with evil. They do not understand the true Vaheguru, but meeting with the Satguru, the true Guru, the bondage of these three qualities of Maya is cut away and one goes into the fourth state, Chautha Pad, and get the door of liberation. Gur te marg paiye chuke moh gubar शब्द मरै ता उद्धरै पाए मोख द्वार गुर प्रसादी मिल रहे सच नाम करतार. By following the path of Guru, one can get rid of all the emotional attachment to greed and worldly desires, and also one's egoism. If one dies through the Shabad, immerse themselves into the Shabad, then salvation is obtained and one can find the door to liberation. By Guru's grace only, one can remain blended with the true name of the Creator. एहु मनुआ अत सबल है छड्डे ना किते उपाय दूजै पाए दुख लाइंदा बहुती दे सजाए नानक नाम लगे से ऊपरे हूँ मैं शब्द गवाए. The mind is very powerful and has the controlling force in life. It does not free one of vices without proper knowledge of Vaheguru through meditation of true name. This mind is responsible for all our miseries through dual-mindedness, resulting in sufferings at the hands of messenger of death. O Nanak, the people who have taken the support of true name have crossed this ocean of life successfully, and they rid themselves of their ego through Guru's guidance, and then finally merge with true Vaheguru. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija Kirpa Kare Guru Paye Har Namu De Dradaye Bin Gur Kine Na Payo Birtha Janam Gavaye Manmukh Karm Kamavane Dargah Mile Sajaye. It is only by the grace of Guru that the Guru is found, and the name of Vaheguru is implanted within oneself. Without the Guru, no one has obtained ever the true Vaheguru. They waste away their lives in vain. The self-will manmukhs, they create karma, and in the court of Vaheguru, they receive their punishment. Man re दूजा पाऊ चुकाए अंतर तेरा हर वसै गुर सेवा सुख पाए रहाओ. O my mind, give up all your duality, get rid of the dual-mindedness and the love for worldly pleasures. As Vaheguru resides within your inner self, one could attain peace and tranquility of mind through Guru's service. Pause. सच बाणी सच शब्द है जा सच तरे प्यार हर का नाम मन वसै हो में क्रोध निवार मन निर्मल नाम ध्यायै ताऊ पाए मोख द्वार. If one loves truth with dedication, the words and the speech become true, the actions become true, the true word of the Shabad is reflected through them. The name of Vaheguru dwells within their mind, and egoism and anger are completely wiped away. By meditating on the Naam with a pure mind, the door of liberation is found. होमे विच जग बिनसदा मर जमे आवे जाए मनमुख शब्द न जाननी, जासन पत गवाए, गुर सेवा नाउ पाइए, सच्चे रहे समाए. The whole world, engrossed in egoism and greed, keep coming in the cycle of births and death. It continues coming and going in reincarnation. The self-willed manmukhs, they do not recognize the shepherd. They forfeit their honor and depart this world in disgrace. Serving the Guru, the name is obtained, and one realizes true Nam and finally merges with true Vaheguru. शब्द मनियै गुर पाइयै, विचों आप गवाए, अन दिन भगत करे सदा, साचे की लिव लाए. नाम पदार्थ मन वस्या, नानक सहज समाए. When we follow the Guru's Shabad with full faith and spirit, we realize the true Guru, and it helps us to get rid of all the selfishness and ego within. The Guru-minded people are always immersed in Vaheguru, meditating on true name day and night. O Nanak, by inculcating the true name in our hearts, we could attain the treasure of the Naam and get united with Vaheguru in intuitive peace in the state of equipoise. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija, जिन्नी पुरखी सतगुर ना सेवियो, से दुखिए जुग चार. कर होंदा पुरख ना पछाणिया, अभिमान मुठे अहंकार. Those who have not served the true Guru suffer throughout all the ages, as they do not realize the Vaheguru who abides within themselves. The primal being is within their own home, but they do not recognize him. They get completely lost in this world because of their egoism, pride and arrogance. Satguru kiya fit kiya, mang thake sansar. Sacha shabad na seviyo, sab kaaj swarad har. Cursed by the true Guru, Satguru, they keep wandering around the world begging until they're completely exhausted. Once they are disallowed by the Guru, they do not find any other solace in this world and leave the world without realizing anything. They do not serve the true word of the Shabad, which is the solution to all the problems. मन मेरे सदा हर वेख हदूर, जन्म मरण दुख पर हरै, शब्द रहया भरपूर रहाओ. O my mind, see Vaheguru close to you all the time. Behold the Vaheguru always by your side through the Guru's grace. He shall remove the pains of death and rebirth. Once you perceive the Vaheguru pervading everywhere, all your sufferings and fear of cycle of births and rebirth is eradicated, and you are completely filled by Guru's Shabad. Pause. Sach salahan se sache, सच्चा नाम आधार. सच्ची कार कमावणी सच्चे नाल प्यार. The Guru-minded people are true and they always seek truth through Guru's guidance. They have true name as their only support. They act truthfully in love with true Vaheguru. Sacha Shah Vartada Koi na metan har मनमुख महल ना पाइनी कूड़ मुठे कुड़ियार. The true Vaheguru prevails everywhere and everything is functioning according to his will and none can alter it or erase it. The self-will manmukhs do not obtain the mention of Vaheguru's presence. The faithless persons do not receive Vaheguru's favors or blessings. Being absorbed in the veil of falsehood, they waste their lives without realizing the true Vaheguru's abode. How me karta jag mua gur bin kor andhar माया मोह विसारया सुखदाता दातार. The whole world is perishing, engrossed in egoism. The whole world seems to be completely lost, as without the Guru's guidance it is in total darkness. In emotional attachment to Maya, people have forgotten the great giver, the giver of peace, the God benefactor of the world, being occupied by the worldly veil of falsehood. Satgur se vehta uprai sach rakhe urtar kirpati har paye sach shabad vichar. Serving the true Guru and by implanting the truth in their hearts, some people have crossed this ocean of life successfully. They keep the true one enshrined in their hearts and true Guru saves them. By his grace, one can find the true Vaheguru by reflecting and meditating on the true word of the Shabad. Satgur Sev Man Nirmala Haume Taj Vikar आप छोड़ जीवत मरै गुर कै शब्द विचार. By serving the true Guru, the mind can become pure and immaculate, and one can get rid of all the vices and egoism. So abandon your selfishness and remain dead like you have no existence and you're only living through the word. This understanding comes by contemplating on the word of Guru Shabad. Tanda tavat reh gaye laga sach pyar sach ratte mukh ujle tit sachay darbar. When one falls in love with the one and only divine, all the worldly affairs come to an end. Those who are attuned to the truth, their faces are radiant in the court of true Vaheguru. Satguru Purakh na mannyo Shabad na lago pyar Isnan dan jeta kare duje paaye khwar. The self-will manmukhs who do not have faith in the primal being, the true Guru, and who do not enshrine love for the Shabad, they take all kinds of cleansing baths and give charities, but they are ultimately consumed by their dual-mindedness, undergoing sufferings in this world. When the dear God Himself bestows His grace, they are inspired to inculcate the love of Nam in their hearts. O Nanak, immerse yourself in the Nam to the infinite love of the Guru. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija किस हो सेवी क्या जप करे सतगुर पूछो जाए सतगुर का पाना मन ले विचों आप गवाए. Whom should I serve and what sort of chanting should I practice? The answer to this question lies with the Guru. Let us seek it from the true Guru. Let us rid ourselves of ego and accept the will of Vaheguru with pleasure. Accepting the will of the true Guru eradicates selfishness from within. Eha seva chakri नाम वसै मन आए नामे ही ते सुख पाए सच्चे शब्द सुहाए. By this kind of service, the Naam comes to dwell within your mind. Through the Naam, peace and solace is obtained, and one's life becomes beautiful and charming by the true word of the Shabad. मन मेरे अनदिन जाग हर चेत अपनी खेती रख लै कूंज पड़ेगी खेत रहा. O my mind, remain awakened and aware night and day and remember the true Vaheguru. Safeguard the field of your precious life. Protect it, else the birds will eat away all this crop and suddenly deprive you of all the treasure. मन किया इच्छा पूरिया शब्द रहा भरपूर पै पाए भगत करहे दिन राति हर जियो वेखै सदा दूर. All the desires of the mind are fulfilled when one is filled with the Shabad. One who fears, loves, and is devoted to dear God day and night sees Him always close to himself. Such Guru-minded people, they are always in wonder, awe, in love of Vaheguru, and they perceive Him close by, fulfilling all their desires through Guru's word. सच्चाई शब्द सदा मन राता ब्रह्म गया शरीरों दूर निर्मल साहिब पाया साचा गुणी गहीर. Those whose minds are always filled with the true word, all their doubts are dispelled away. Their mind remains forever attuned to the true word of the Shabad. The immaculate God and Master is found by them. They attain the Vaheguru, the true Master of the universe, who is the ocean of excellence. जो जागे से उबरे सूते गए मुहाए सच्चा शब्द ना पछाणियो सुपना गया विहाए. Those who remain awakened and aware are the ones who are saved, while those who are asleep, they get lost. They do not recognize the true word of the Shabad, and like a dream their life fades away. सुंजे कर का पहुँना ज्यों आया त्यों जाए, मनमुख जन्म बिरथा गया, क्या मुँह देसी जाए। Such faithless, self-willed monks, they leave this world without any gains, like a guest visiting a deserted house who then goes back disappointed. They leave just exactly they came. The life of the self-willed monk passes uselessly. What face will he show when he passes beyond? They cannot show their faces to the God, having led a life of no achievement at all. सब किछ आपे आप है, होमे विच कहन न जाए। गुर कै शब्द पछाणिए, दुख होमे विचों जाए। Vaheguru himself is everything. The Guru-minded people who realize this whole world as Vaheguru's image perceive him reflected in everything. But this fact normally is not known or said by those who have egoism. Those who have ego cannot even speak of this. Through the word of Guru Shabad, he is realized and the pain of egoism is dispelled from within. Satgur sevan apna, hau tin ke lago pae. नानक दर सच्चे सच्चार है, हूँ तिन बलिहारे जाओ. I would fall at the feet of those Guru-minded people who serve the true Guru. O Nanak, I would offer myself as a sacrifice to those Guru-minded people who are accepted as true in Vaheguru's court, finally merging with truth, the true Vaheguru. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija Jai Vela Vakhat Vichariye Ta Kit Vela Pagat Hoye Andin Name Ratya Sache Sachi Soye. If we start considering and discussing what is the right time and moment when one should recite the true name and when one should worship Vaheguru, night and day, one who is attuned to the name of the true Vaheguru is true. Ik dil pyara visray Pagat kinehi hoye, man tan sheetal saach syo, saas na birtha khoye. The Guru-minded people think that if they forget the name of beloved Vaheguru even for an instant, that devotion is not worth at all. Their body and mind are fully satiated with the meditation and remembrance of true name, and they do not waste even a breath without dwelling on true name. Mere man har ka naam tyaaye, sachi pagat ta thiye, jaan har vasai man aaye raha. O my mind, always meditate on the name of true Vaheguru. A true real worship and devotion happens for the Vaheguru if the true Vaheguru comes to dwell within one's mind and one is merged in him all the time. Pause. Sehje kheti rahiye, sach naam bij paaye, kheti jammi agli manuwa raja sehj subhaye. Before putting the seedling of true name in the field of our hearts, the mind should be prepared for the purpose with truthful actions. This results in an enormous crop of true name within our hearts, and our inner self is thoroughly satisfied with it. गुर का शब्द अमृत है, जित पीता तिख जाए, एव मन साचा सच रखता, सच्चे रहा समाए. The Guru's word is like an ambrosial nectar by which all the thirsts of all worldly desires are quenched. This true mind remains attuned to the truth, and it remains permeated with the true one. आखण वेखण बोलना, शब्दे रहया समाए, बाणी वजी चहो जुगी, सच्चो सच सुनाए. The Guru-minded faithful people are so much absorbed and attuned to the true name that in their speech and in their hearing and sight they perceive nothing but Vaheguru and Guru Shabad. They are proclaimed as truly great all over the universe as they talk of truth alone and also guide others on the true path. हों में मेरा रह गया, सच्चे लया मिलाए, तिनको महल हदूर है, जो सच रहे लिव लाए. All the egoism and the personal desires are completely eradicated, and the True One absorbs them into Himself. Those who remain lovingly absorbed in the True One see the mention of His presence as close as their hand. नदरी नाम त्याई है, विण कर्मा पाया न जाए, पूरे पाग सत संगत लहै, सतगुरु पेटै जिस आए. अन दिन नामे रत्या, दुख बिख्या विच हो जाए, नानक शब्द मिलावड़ा, नामे नाम समाए. The meditation of the true name is acquired by the rare ones through the grace of Vaheguru based on their previous actions. We acquire the society of holy saints through our good fortune, and with their help we are enabled to meet the true Guru and attain true name. Those who are absorbed day and night in true name, their worldly vices and falsehood is eradicated. O Nanak, the Guru-minded people merge themselves with Vaheguru through the guidance of Guru's word, and by meditating on true name, they become one with the one and only divine God. श्री राग महला तीजा, अपना पाओ तिन पायोन, जिन गुर का शब्द विचार, सत संगति सदा मिल रहे, सच्चे के गुण सार. Those who contemplate on the word of Guru Shabad are filled with the fear of one and only God. They remain merged with the Sat Sangat, the holy congregation, and they dwell upon the glories of the True One. दुबिधा मेल चुकायन, हर राख्या उरतार, सच्ची बाणी सच मन, सच्चे नाल प्यार. They get rid of all the filth of their mental duality, and they keep the name of Wahikuru enshrined in their hearts. True is their speech, and true are their minds. They are in love with the true Vahikuru, the one and only divine. मन मेरे हूँ मैं मैल पर नाल हर निर्मल सदा सोहना शब्द सवारण हार रहा. Oh my mind, you're full of field of egoism and worldly veil of falsehood. The true Vahikuru is ever so pure and beautiful, and the Guru's word shows us the right path to his realization and attainment. Pause. सच्चे शब्द मन मोहया प्रभ आपे लय मिलाए अन दिन नामे रत्या ज्योति ज्योत समाए. Those whose minds are fascinated and attracted with the true word of Vahikuru Shabad, Vahikuru himself joins them with himself. Night and day they remain attuned to the Naam, and their light is absorbed into the light of Vahikuru. ज्योति हूँ प्रभ जापदा बिन सतगुर बूझ न पाए जिनको पूरब लिखिया सतगुर पेटिया तिन आए. Through his light, God is revealed. Without the true Guru, understanding is not obtained. The true Guru comes to meet only those who have the preordained destiny. विननावै सब डूमणी दूजै पाई खुआए तिस बिन कड़ी न जीवदी दुखी रहन विहाय. Without the true name, everything is just a misery and sufferings. In the love of dual-mindedness, this world is ruined. Without Vahikuru, I cannot survive even for a moment, and my life night passes in complete anguish. परम पुलाना अंधुला फिर आवे जाए नदर करे प्रभु आपनी आपे लय मिलाए. Wandering around in doubt, the spiritually blind come and go in reincarnation again and again. When Vahiguru himself bestows his glass of grace, he blends us into himself. सब किछ सुनदा वेखदा क्यों मुकर पया जाए पापो पाप कमाव दे पापे पचह पचाए सो प्रभ नदर न आवई मन मुख बूझ न पाए जिस वेखाले सोई वेखै नानक गुरमुख पाए. When the Vahikuru is hearing and seeing everything, how can anyone make fool of him and deny their own actions? The self-will, faithless people, they live the life full of sins and evil deeds, and they rot and die doing these evil deeds. Such people are never able to perceive Vahikuru's presence all around them, and they never realize the truth of life or attain self-realization. O Nanak, it is only the Guru-minded, faithful people who attain self-realization through the grace of Vahikuru, as none can attain the self-realization and perceive Vahikuru's presence without his grace and without Guru's guidance. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija बिन गुर रोग न तुटई, हऊ में पीड़ न जाए। गुर प्रसादी मन वसै, नामे रहै समाए। गुर शब्दी हर पाइयै, बिन शब्दै परम भुलाए। Without the Guru, the disease is not cured and the pain of egoism is not removed. Only by Guru's grace he comes to dwell in the mind, and one can remain immersed in his name. Through the word of Guru Shabad, Vaheguru is found. Without the Shabad, people wander around deceived by doubt. मन रे निज कर वासा होए, राम नाम सलाहे तू, फिर आवड़ जान ना होए रहा. O my mind, dwell in the balanced state of your own inner being. Praise the Vahiguru's name, and you shall no longer come and go in the cycle of rebirths. Pause. हर इको दाता वर्तदा, दूजा अवर न कोय. शब्द सलाही मन वसै, सहजे ही सुख होए. सब नदरी अंदर वेखदा, जय पावै तै दे. The one God alone is the giver. He is pervading everywhere. Without him, there is no other. Praise the word of the Shabad, and he shall come to dwell in your mind, and you shall be blessed with intuitive peace and equipoise. Everything is within Vahiguru's glance of grace. As he wishes, he gives. हऊ में सभा गणत है, गणतै नौ सुख नाहे. बिख की कार कमावणी, बिख ही माहे समाहे. बिन नावै ठौर न पायनी, जमपुर दुख सहाय. Any actions done in egoism, they are accounted for. Their account is kept. In this accounting, there is no peace and solace. Acting in evil and corruption, people are immersed in corruption. Without the name, they find no place of rest. In the city of death, they suffer in agony. जियो पिंड सब तिस दा, तिसै दा आधार. गुर प्रसादी पुछिए, तां पाए मोख द्वार. नानक नाम सलाहे तू, अंत ना पारावार. The body and soul all belong to Vaheguru. He is the support for all of these. By Guru's grace, understanding comes, and then the door of liberation is found. O Nanak, sing the praises of the Naam, the name of Vaheguru, who has no end or limitation. Shri Rag Mahalla Tija, तिना आनंद सदा सुख है. जिना सच नाम आधार, गुर शब्दी सच पाया, दुख निवारण हार. Those who have the support of the true name, they are always in ecstasy and peace forever. Through the word of Guru Shabad, they obtain the true one, the one who is destroyer of the pain. Sada sada sache gun gawe, sache nai pyar. किरपा करके आपनी दितोन भगत पंडार. Forever they sing the glorious praises of the true one and only Vaheguru, and they love the true name. When Vaheguru himself grants his grace, he bestows the treasure of devotion. मन रे सदा आनंद गुण गाए, सच्ची बाणी हर पाइए, हर स्यों रहे समाए रहा. O my mind, sing the praises of Vaheguru, which will give you the eternal joy and bliss. It is through Guru's word that we could attain unison with Vaheguru and be always immersed in him. Pause. Sachi Bhagti Man Lal Thiya Ratta Sehaj Paath Gur Shabdi Man Mohya Kehna Kachu Na Jaye. The mind enjoys the eternal bliss through true worship of Vaheguru and remains ever absorbed in remembering him intuitively. The mind is completely enchanted with Guru's word, and this state of mind is beyond description. Jivarati Shabad Sachai Amrit Pivai Ras Gun Gaye Gurmukh Eho Rang Paye Jisno Kirpal Kare Rajaye. The tongue, imbued with the true word of the Shabad, drinks in the ambrosial nectar with full devotion and delight, and sings his glorious praises. The Gurmukh obtains this love when the Vaheguru in his will grants his grace. The Guru-minded faithful ones alone, through the grace of Vaheguru and his will, acquire this state of eternal bliss. संसार एहो संसार है सुतियां रैण विहाए एक आपणे पाणे काढ लेन आपे लेन मिलाए. In this world, people pass their life nights sleeping in an illusion. By the pleasure of Vaheguru's will, he lifts and awakens some out and unites them with himself. Ape hi aap man vasya, maya moh chukaye, aap vadai dittiyan gurmukh de pujaye. He himself dwells in the mind and rid oneself of all the attachment to worldly desires, the Maya. He himself bestows glorious greatness and inspires the Gurmukhs to understand. Sabna ka data ek hai, pulya lay samjhaye. Ik आपे आप खुआयन दूजै छडियन लाए गुरमति हर पाइए ज्योति ज्योत मिलाए अंदिन नामे रत्या नानक नाम समाए. There is but one benefactor of the whole universe who guides the mortals onto the right path. The faithless ones have been forgotten by Vaheguru because of their vicious actions and their duality, whereas the Guru-minded people, through the Guru's teaching, find Vaheguru, and one's light merges into the light of Vaheguru. Attuned to the name of Vaheguru night and day, O Nanak, one shall be absorbed into the Naam. Shri Rag Mahalla तीजा गुणवंती सच पाया तृष्णा ताज विकार गुर शब्दी मन रंगया रसना प्रेम प्यार. The virtuous one obtains the truth by giving up the desires for evil and corruption. Their minds are imbued with the word of Guru Shabad, and the love of their beloved is on their tongues all the time. बिन सतगुर किने न पायो कर वेखो मन विचार मन मुख मैल न उतरै जिचर गुर शब्द ना करे प्यार. Without the true Guru, Satguru, no one has found Vaheguru. Reflect upon this in your mind and watch. The filth of self-will manmukhs is never washed off, and they have no love for Guru Shabad. मन मेरे सतगुर कै पाणे जल निज कर वसै अमृत पीवै तां सुख लहै महल रहा. O my mind, walk in harmony with the true Guru Satguru according to his will. Abide within the home of your own inner self and drink in the ambrosial nectar. You shall achieve the state of equipoise and tranquility and attain the peace of mention of his presence. Pause. अवगुणवंती गुण को नहीं बहन ना मिलै हदूर मनमुख शब्द न जाने अवगण सो प्रभ दूर. The unvirtuous one has no merits and is not allowed to sit in Vaheguru's presence. The self-will manmukhs do not know the Guru's Shabad. Without virtue, they remain far away, removed from Vaheguru. जिनी सच पछाणिया सच रते भरपूर गुर शब्दी मन बेथिया प्रभ मिलिया आप हदूर. Those who have recognized the truth, the true one, are permeated and attuned to the truth forever. Their minds are pierced through by the word of Guru Shabad, and Vaheguru himself ushers them into his presence. आपे रंगण रंगियोन शब्दे लयोन मिलाए सच्चा रंग न उतरै जो सच रते लिव लाए. Vaheguru himself dyes us in the color of his love. Through the word of his Shabad, he unites us with himself. This true color shall never fade away for those who are attuned and immersed in his love. चारे कुंडा पाव थके मन मुख बूझ न पाए जिस सतगुर मेले सो मिलै सच्चै शब्द समाए. The self-will manmukhs grow weary wandering around in all four directions, but they still do not understand and realize. But one who is united with the true Guru meets and merges in the true word of the Shabad. मित्र कणेरे कार थकी मेरा दुख काटे कोय मिल प्रीतम दुख कट्टिया शब्द मिलावा होए. सच खटना सच रास है सच्चे सच्ची सोए सच मिले से ना विछड़े नानक गुरमुख होए. I have grown weary trying to befriend many worldly folks in the belief that I may be enabled to rid myself of all my vices and ills through their help, but all is in vain. It was not until I contacted the true Vaheguru through the Guru's word that I got salvation from all my worldly desires and ills and got mingled with truth. Earning truth and accumulating the wealth of truth, the truthful person gains a reputation of truth. Meeting with the true one, O Nanak, the Gurmukh shall not be separated from him again. Shri Rag Mahalla Teeja आपे कारण करता करे शिष्ट देखे आप पाए सब एको एक वर्तदा अलख न लखया जाए. The Creator Himself created this creation and He produced this universe and He Himself is watching over it. The one and only Vaheguru is pervading and permeating all. The unseen one cannot be seen. आपे प्रभु दयाल है आपे दे बुझाए गुरमति सद मन वस्या सच रहे लिव लाए. He himself is merciful and benevolent, and He Himself bestows the understanding and realization. Through the Guru's teachings, the True One dwells forever in mind of those who remain lovingly attached to Vaheguru. मन मेरे गुर की मन लय रजाए मन तन शीतल सब थिए नाम वसै मन आए रहा. O my mind, surrender to the will of Guru, and mind and body will be totally soothed and cooled, and the Naam will come to abide in your inner self. Pause. जिन कर कारण तारया सोई सार करे गुर के शब्द पछाणिए जापे नदर करे. Having created the creation, He supports it and takes care of it. The word of Guru Shabad is realized and understood when Vaheguru Himself bestows His glance of grace. Se jan shabde sohane tit sachai darbar gurmukh sachai shabad rate aap mele kartar. Those who are beautifully adorned with the Shabad in the court of true Vaheguru, those Gurmukhs are attuned to the true word of Shabad, and the Creator unites them with Himself. Gurmati sach salahana jisda ant na paravar कट कट आपे हुक्म वसै हुक्मे करे विचार. The Guru-minded people praise the true God, considering Him as omnipresent and without any limits. He pervades everywhere through His will and judges every one of us according to His will. He dwells in each and every heart. Gur Shabdi Salahiye Home Vicho Khoe Satan Nave Bahari Avganwanti Roe. So praise Him through the word of Guru Shabad and drive out the egotism from within yourself. That soul bride who lacks the Vaheguru's name acts without virtue and she grieves. सच सलाही सच लगा सच्चे नाए त्रिपत होए गुण विचारी गुण संग्रहा अवगुण कड्डा तोए आपे मेल मिलाएंदा फिर विछोड़ा ना होए नानक गुर सलाही अपना जिंदू पाई प्रभ सोए. Let us praise the true Vaheguru and be truthful and satiated with true name. Let us concentrate on good deeds alone, acquiring the virtues, the good qualities through noble actions, and ridding ourselves of all the bad ideas and demerits. The God will then unite us with Himself, and we shall never suffer the pangs of separation again. O Nanak, let us praise the true Guru. Through him we find the one divine God and unite with Him.